I've said I think Steve Bruce has been just had pelters for much too long, all because who owned the club. And we've also said, Trev and Ray, we have compared Steve's record with Rafa's, and it's almost identical, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing Newcastle loved Rafa, but not Steve Bruce. But I'd also say as well, Mikel, don't get involved, because if another couple of bad results at Arsenal, Mikel's going to get powers.
Well, I think most managers got to accept that, haven't they? If you're not getting the results on the pitch, you're not getting the best out of the players, then the manager takes the stick. And I think every manager knows what they're going into before they go into the management career. At times, it's probably like a roller coaster ride, isn't it? You get good times, bad times, and it's how you deal with the bad times, probably as a manager, to make you a better manager. But look, I can't really judge Newcastle fans because they watch it week in, week out. Al. I don't watch every single Newcastle game. Whether the football wasn't good enough and they wanted Steve out for a long period, they've got every right to say they're not happy with what's going on. I know sometimes abuse goes over the edge, which you don't want to see. But they've got every right to say, well, no, he's not good enough for our club and we want a better manager. And at that time, now the owners...
All right. No, I accept that, Ray.
Do you watch him every week, Newcastle?
No, I don't. No.
So the Newcastle fans watch him every week.
Well, let me ask Trev on what, the stat I mentioned earlier, that Steve and Rafa's records are almost identical, and yet you'd have thought the stick that Steve Bruce has had compared to Rafa is ridiculous.
Yeah, I find it difficult. I mean, listen, as pundits, journalists, professionals in the sport, I think we've got a responsibility to make sure we're at least fair. I think a lot of the criticism was aimed at Steve, and as he said in his letter, it's hard for himself, but it was even more difficult for his family, and he didn't want to put his family through that and continue to do that. So I think, for me, you have to look at the whole club, and the players need to take more responsibility. I think criticism should be at them at their feet as well, and also the owner for lacking investment into the team, into the quality of the side, into the quality of the players. But I do feel, like you just mentioned there, Al, I feel he didn't get a fair crack. I know, they're down the bottom of the league. I think they finished 12th and 13th, so the end result wasn't that bad. But I think the fans didn't really take to him. And that surprises me because the fans, we can't control them. They're a rule to themselves. They can go with whatever they want. But the local media seemed to get right into Steve. And I think that was pretty poor because it seemed like as soon as he arrived, they didn't fancy him.
Can I say one thing as well, right? And I'm being very negative, and you can slag me off all you like, right, people? I don't care, right? But I'm not sure I'd want to take that job on. Right, if it is Fonseca, good luck to him. I'm not sure I'd want to take it on because, regardless of the money, regardless of the term of the contract, I would look at that squad, I would look at those players, and I'd look at the fixtures coming up between now and Christmas and thinking, I need a magic wand. They could easily go down.
Yeah, no, I agree. Listen, going forward, they've always got a threat. They've got Almiron, they've got Callum Wilson, they've got Alan Saint-Maximin. And actually, when you start thinking about Steve as a man and the job that he was trying to do with the players that he had, and you look at the message that Alan Saint-Maximin put out, it was so genuine, saying he was the gentlest, most supportive manager, and he gave everything to that club to try and get the results. I think that I'd be embarrassed if I was the local media who'd been digging out Steve. I'd be embarrassed after reading that because St Maximin's loved at the football club. He's a popular lad. He's funny on social media. He comes across great. He brings great performances. And he's saying that about the manager that the local media have been absolutely slagging off. But looking at the squad, like you just said, Al, I don't think the squad's good enough. I think they need to recruit. Whatever manager comes in, they have got a massive, massive task to try and keep Newcastle United into the Premier League.
And Ray, just briefly, because I'm overrunning, in January transfer, if they're bottom or second bottom at January adrift, would you want to go there as a player regardless of the contract?
I think it's a project that you want to be involved in. I'm sure lots of players will look at it and say, maybe not this year. We can battle out of the relegation battle this year, but then next year we progress again. And you could be part of something big for Newcastle. So I think a lot of players might say, right, I'll take the gamble. I'll take a chance.
Top players to get them out of trouble?
Well, I don't think they're going to go top players.
Well, they're not going to get out of trouble then.
Well, they're going to get much better what they've got in January, and which that could be the difference in getting out of trouble or not. So I think that's where they go. And when they establish themselves again in the Premier League, that's when they go for the bigger stars, splash the cash a little bit more. And that's when, because it's not a magic wand, is it? You don't just suddenly wave it and you're going to be in the top 4. It's going to take a few years. But Newcastle, at least they're going in the right direction. They got the owners who's going to go in the right direction. And that's what the supporters will be looking at, I suppose. And anyway, and don't forget, Al, there's a big game this afternoon in the Premier League.
And Newcastle are back in action on Saturday. They take on Palace. Don't worry about that. 5:30, 3:30. When is it? 3:30. Don't miss talkSPORT Clips of the Week. Walksby and Jacobs. Yeah, 3:30 today. You numpty.
Oh, well, we're going to go and watch it.
I'm only reading what's in front of me.
Shall we go and watch it this afternoon?
Wow.
3:30.
Hey?
What are you doing this afternoon?
I'm down the road.
Oh, right,
Have you two fell out?
No, not at all. We're not falling out.
No, not today, because he's got to drop me home today.
No, 1 minute I've got burning me. Break, and then they come up with that rubbish. You know what I mean? It's Friday, isn't it? You know, nerves are twangling.
It's been a long week for a lot of these guys.
No, for me it's not.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.